Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome on to the channel everybody. And it's a match preview today for Leeds United away at Blackburn Rovers on Saturday, November the 30th. It's a 1:30 p.m. kickoff. Very strange kickoff time. There'll be 7,000 strong Leeds United fans behind that goal at Ewood Park. They always give a big allocation, don't they? And given Blackburn's last home attendance against Sheffield United, we would have nearly half of that attendance. So there will be a lot of noise coming from the Leeds end, potentially more than the Blackburn Rovers home, and it might potentially be almost like, in a sense, a home match for Leeds in a way. Lots of noise made behind the goal, and it's Blackburn Rovers on Saturday lunchtime. So we're going to preview it in this video here. So getting into the team news, then Leeds obviously looking for a fourth straight win, which would be fabulous. Obviously, Sheffield United take on Sunderland in the Friday night game, which either way, I think we're going to be second, third, whatever we're going to be at come 10 p.m. Friday tonight. So because even a draw would take Sheffield United to the top of the table. So we're not going to be knocked off the top for the moment tonight. Let's see how that one goes. But we've got a chance to make it up and get back to the top tomorrow with a win. Daniel Farke has been speaking, I think he spoke yesterday actually about this match. In terms of team news, then the only real thing of note to mention is goal scorer on Wednesday evening, Mr. Sam Byram is a real big doubt for this one. He might not travel to Blackburn with the squad because he's been a bit of an injury. He has played obviously since Firpo got his suspension, so we know Sam's injury record isn't good, and he can't really play probably more than three a week, can he really? So he probably will not play or be even in the squad for this game, I don't think. Obviously, it's nicely timed with Junior Firpo's return from a three-game suspension. So he's back in contention for this game. I imagine Junior will reprise his left back role for this game. Obviously, Max Vober came in when Sam went off. I think it was about the 60th minute mark against Luton on Wednesday. So he did all right. To be fair, he looked quite attacking as well. Spent most of the time in the Luton half, didn't he, when he came on? So he looked okay. It's good to have him back in the squad and essentially fully fit because I think he does offer another option, doesn't he? Obviously, mainly a centre back, but can play on the left. But I do imagine Junior Firpo will come straight back in. So we will line up something like this, I imagine. Melier in goal. Um, Mr. Junior Firpo left back. Jane Bogle right back. Centre backs for Joe Rodon and Pascal Strauch. The two centre midfielders of Ayo Tanaka and Joe Rothwell. The wingers, then, I reckon he might make a change. I think he might go with Willie Dan James and Willie from the start. I think he might drop Solomon to the bench potentially, but let's wait and see. Aronson in the 10 and then Yo Perot up front by himself. Something like that, I imagine Leeds United will go with on Saturday lunchtime, but let's wait and see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments there below on the starting lineup. Any Blackburn Rovers fans, how do you fancy your chances in this game? Obviously going quite well, Blackburn. We'll talk about Blackburn. Then they're going quite well in terms of position. They're eighth in the table. Currently a game in hand on many of them above them. Of course, their game with Portsmouth at Ewood Park was postponed because of the really wet weather we had last Saturday. The pitch couldn't take it, so it was called off. But Blackburn came back to action with a win at Middlesbrough, which was no mean feat, really. Middlesbrough have been scoring goals for fun over the last three games. I think they've scored something like maybe 14 or 15 goals over the last three games. It's incredible. They scored a blank. They shot a blank at the Riverside on, I think it was Wednesday night as well, wasn't it? 1-0 winners Blackburn were. So they'll be coming into this game full of confidence, no doubt. Of course they will, off the back of a win, which was very, very good for them. But home form, just of late, I mean, people say it's a difficult game at Ewood. Every game is difficult in the Championship, and particularly if you're Leeds United, because people will no doubt raise the game and try the very, very best to topple Leeds. But, so I don't expect Blackburn to be any different tomorrow. I think they will, as most of the games go, probably we will have most of the possession and they will try and hit us on the counter and the set pieces and free kicks. We've just got to have the quality to put them to bed. I think we will do, but it might be a difficult game, this one, really, in wintry conditions, a pitch probably a little bit slippy, etc. It might be difficult, but I expect we will come out eventually with a win. Let's wait and see. Hopefully that will be the case. But yeah, Blackburn have lost the last couple of home games 2-0 to Stoke and Sheffield United. They haven't scored for the last three home games in a row. The one before those two defeats was a 0-0 draw with West Bromwich Albion at Ewood Park. So no goals for Blackburn in three home attempts. And obviously no wins to go with them, obviously, either two of them being defeats. Before those two defeats, they were unbeaten at Ewood Park, to be fair. So, yeah, again, any away game is difficult for Leeds. They've got to be patient, they've got to stick at what they're good at, and eventually, hopefully, our quality will shine through. But Blackburn, yeah, I think it's something like their I think it's the 12th or 13th season outside of the Premier League. Obviously, of course, former Premier League winners in the 1990s, of course. Real fall from grace, and they haven't been at the top table now. In fact, this is the 12th or 13th straight season out of it. They even did go down, of course, to League One at one stage. A straight promotion back up to the Championship did follow that relegation, but yeah, a long time out of the Premier League now. Last season wasn't the best. Obviously, John Eustace did well to steady the ship. It looked like it was sinking for a short time. Obviously, they did have a memorable win at Ellen Road back end of last season. They were the first team to win at Ellen Road last season. I think there was another. I think Southampton, obviously, after them did go and win on the final day at Ellen Road as well. But they were the first team to beat us at our home ground last season, only one of two as well. But yeah, I expect we will win this game. They will match us up, Blackburn, in a 4-2-3-1. Like I said, John Eustace was speaking before the game. He's been speaking today, saying that it's a great test for them, and we have such quality, Premier League experience. This sort of thing will be a tough game. This sort of thing. It's general sort of talk, really, before the match, as it always is for any manager, really. But yeah, they'll be looking for a second straight win, a back-to-back wins. So it will be difficult. It will be difficult, but I imagine Leeds will come and win this game. The likes of, I mean, Andy Vyman, who we know, of course, been around for a little while now as Vyman. He's injured. He's a top scorer on 4 goals. I quite rate Tyrese Dolan. He can be a nuisance on the day. There's a Japanese lad as well who obviously Tanaka will, I'm sure, have a word with, or maybe he's been speaking to in the lead up. He obviously did have another other fellow Japanese man at Ellen Road with him in for Luton Town as well. He will now be able to come up against his pal, his compatriot again, who this fella. He did make his debut for the Japanese national side in the latest round of international fixtures, coming on for the last 10 minutes of the win over Indonesia in the recent international break. So he'll be high of confidence. He's got 4 goals as well this season. Todd Cantwell in was a decent acquisition on a free transfer. It's a player that, of course, Daniel Farke knows absolutely very, very well from his time at Norwich City. Part, I think, of that promotion season. I think probably both promotion seasons for Farke. Off the top of my head, I'm not completely sure, but I think he was Todd Cantwell. So he's definitely one to watch. Got an assist on Wednesday as well. So it will be a difficult game, this. The conditions might play a part. I don't think it's supposed to be a very cold and potentially wet day tomorrow. So I think the conditions will definitely play a part. But I think Leeds will eventually get a win. In terms of form guide, Leeds have actually had the much better of it from this fixture down if you have a look at the last five at Ewood Park in this fixture, Leeds won four of the last five, winning the last two, or maybe even the last three potentially, on their travels to Blackburn. Obviously, last season was a 2-0 win. Goals either side of half time from Dan James and Chris Somerville wrapped up the game in the second half for a 2-0 win. Around this time last year, early December, it was last year, so not too far off to the day almost, really. But yeah, that was, a good win. Obviously, another win like that would do. Absolutely, of course, it would do. And we would roll on to the top of the table probably with a result like that, which would be absolutely fabulous. But thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you're of a Blackburn persuasion as well, everybody's very welcome on the channel. Remember to leave me your thoughts on your team, Blackburn, the manager. How do you expect to fare in this game? Leave it all in the comments there below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Marching on together, and I'll see you on the next one.